being video recorded and live streamed. I ask if there's a disclosure of interest.
Yes.
Yes, it was, what item number was it?
2025-233.
Okay,
European elections. Stuff out, discuss.
all righty. We have an adoption of the agenda. The resolution has been moved and seconded with the following additions, and there is a long list here. Reports of municipal officers, the Provincial Conservation Authority consolidation, which includes a letter and resolution from O'Connor, Shunya, Anubu, a letter from Noma, Conme, Dorian, and Ingersoll. This is all in regards to the Conservation Authority. And number 11, petitions and communication for information only, the Thunder Bay District Municipal League agenda and their registration, and the DSAB update from the board. Are there any further additions? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. The first item we have is the Council 2026 Operating and Capital Budget Meeting. I have a resolution moved and seconded to approve those minutes. Were there any errors or omissions? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Any discussion on those minutes? That's pages 11 to 15. None? Okay, then we have a resolution approving the minutes of the council meeting held on November the 26th. It has been moved and seconded. Any errors or omissions? Page 16 to 26. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Any discussion on those minutes? All righty, and then we have the minutes of the Council 2026 Operating Capital Budget, which were held on November the 27th. It's been moved and seconded. Any errors or omissions? All in favor of the minutes as presented? Opposed? Carried. Any discussion on the above minutes? Councillor Peacock?
Thank you. Question for the treasurer. Were you able to make sense of the spreadsheet that I had provided you for the changes for 2025? Yes. And then will that? Perfect. Thank you.
Your response to your query.
Leaves me in suspense. Thank you.
Anything further? No? Okay. We now have reports of municipal officers, ZBLA 08-2025 reconsideration. We have a resolution moved and seconded that the council authorized the passing bylaw of number 90-2025, being a bylaw to amend the zoning bylaw of the municipality of Oliver Papoonge. It has been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Councillor Viss?
Just a comment, I think is what we asked for, and we got a letter here from the gentleman saying that he agrees to having that on so that people are aware of it. There's farming next door, so that's all we asked for. So that's, as far as I'm concerned, I'm very happy with that.
Okay, any other questions or comments, concerns? I will ask for a vote. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Next item, I have minutes of the Oliver Papoonge Councilors meeting, which was held on November 18th for information only, page 36 to 39. Any questions of the fire chief in regards to those minutes? Councillor Peacock?
Not so much a question, just a comment. Thank you to the organizing committee. It was a nice evening out. Thank you. Yes.
Any other questions or concerns about these minutes? Councillor Calvert?
If the councillor from Thunder Bay, Chris Oliver, then we're visiting your station and that I was just.
We can't hear you.
I was just wondering I seen you guys on the TV there and done quite a good presentation and it was very impressive.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that was for the Project Zero, the smoke alarms that we got through Ambridge with the Project Zero. So that was the media release. And we're just put some stuff out to start handing them out through the municipal office here.
That's good.
Any further comments or questions? None? Okay, we have the building department report, page 40 to 55. It has the building permits and the building permit tracker. I don't think I've ever seen it that high. Councillor Peacock?
Thank you. I'm just looking for clarification with regard to the permit number 69. So that's on page 50. Change of use. And it says at 15 De Hoop. Is that an existing structure? Because I didn't see, okay, I saw 12, but I didn't see 15 down on De Hoop Drive. And I know we had another situation where someone wanted a bunkhouse, but this is an allowable use within that zone then? And so it's 15, not 12. Okay. I'll have another look for that number then. Thank you.
Any other questions? Councillor Viss?
Yes, I have on the 067-25, the Haniak Road, the commercial sludge pit. That zoned for that area? Can you
That's,
explain to me what that is?
that's GFL. Yes, it's permitted there.
And GFL has the zoning for a sludge pit?
Yes, I do.
Wow. Wow.
Yep.
Okay, if it has it, then that's fine. I just don't recall ever passing it. Well, okay, that's fine. If it's got it, that's good.
Yeah, to have a cost of construction for
I hope.
us at the end of this year. Well, December's not over quite yet, I guess, but $114 million, almost 115 million.
Yeah.
I've never seen that many numbers on our building permit construction pages. So, Councillor Peacock?
Thank you. Just a couple of further questions with regard to the report. Page 53, number 43, it shows that it's pending issuance. And then on page 54, number 57, it also shows pending issuance. Those permits would have been in the September, October range for numbers. Has anyone gone to check if they've even started to build, or can they start building without the permit, or is that the building inspector's call?
That's the building inspector's call.
Okay.
So how long do we wait to issue those, or?
That's also the building inspector's call. It
So-
says that in building permit bylaw.
He's working with them on the permits. So, okay.
Thank
It's up
you.
to him then.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? We now have the Committee of Adjustment application. Application 1B 2025 on behalf of 1526152 Ontario Inc. It's located at 66 Twin City Crossroads, and they are asking for a comment from us. Is there any questions of the planner, Councillor Viss?
Just one for clarification, number 6 and 7. Number 6 says designation industrial, and number 7 says heavy industrial. Should that mean both heavy industrial, or like it just doesn't jive here?
The official plan designation is industrial. The zoning's heavy industrial.
Both of them are heavy industrial?
Both of the lots?
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, because then, so the heavy in the middle means that are for both then.
The zoning of both parcels is heavy industrial. The
Yeah,
official plan
okay.
designation is industrial.
Because you see, if you look at it here, see, this is industrial, and then it's just heavy industrial there, that's all.
Because,
They're
because,
not changing.
no, the official, no.
Okay, as long as it is remaining the same.
Yeah, everything's the same.
Thank you.
Any further questions on this application? Councillor Peacock?
It looks like it is as far as the application goes, but just confirmation that the existing lot that is the 15 meters is being removed from, that will still meet the requirements of that zone for frontage?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions? So our comment would be no comment.
Comment.
Okay, so we have a resolution moved and seconded that in respect to this application 1B 2025, the comments are as follows, no comment. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. We have now another application, 1B 2125. It's on behalf of Henry and Linda Stahl, and it's going to be at the Committee of Adjustment as well. It is an easement that they're looking for. So it's open for discussion. Any questions, Councillor Peacock?
Could we please have an explanation as to why? There's no roads or anything there, and it looks like they're joining that little corner of that parcel A to B and C.
Parcel A is being sold, so the easement is required to maintain access to parcel C over parcel B.
That's right.
Otherwise, they can't get to that other parcel.
Correct.
Okay.
Be landlocked otherwise. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
correct. Yeah.
Any further questions? Our comments would be no comment. So the resolution has been moved and seconded. With our comment as being no comment. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. We now have comments on the Conservation Authority consolidation, and it is on our desk. It's also in our package, but we also have some of this correspondence on our desk, which includes some of the extra additions to our agenda at the beginning of the meeting. It includes the Township of O'Connor, Shum, Anona, Conwy, Doyle, and Ingersoll, which all, of course, agree with the same comment. It is open for discussion. Councillor Viss?
No, Mayor Luce, I think definitely we gotta support this because, I mean, that's ridiculous to tie us into such a southern area, which there's a lot of different challenges for them that what we have up here, and we certainly don't want to be tied into them, in my opinion, anyway. So I'm all in favor of this. Yeah, by all means, send this in. Now, you tied it into all the other ones, but I think ours should be attached to it though. Would that the intent?
We would send
set-
comments individually, but
This will come in as though it's written here for our municipality, correct?
When the report, there's the comments we would like to submit, and they go to the Environmental Registry of Ontario. Yeah,
Okay,
that's how it works.
Yeah, they gotta be done, by the 22nd.
okay.
They gotta be in by then.
I would say,
Okay.
and another concern that we would have is how much are our fees going to go up to pay for their problems down in the other southern Ontario
Exactly.
area. We have a fairly cleanly driven conservation authority here. We don't want to add any problems to it. Yes, Councillor Kamphoff?
Not speaking against any of this, but I will note that the letter from Ingersoll, of course, has different issues than all the other letters because it's talking about a totally different conservation authority. So.
Yeah.
But that's, yeah, to note that.
This is about combining the two conservation authorities into one.
Yeah.
That's our concern.
But yeah, they're not, that's remote to
Ye-
even the one that we're supposed to be combined with,
Right.
so.
Okay, any further comments? So the resolution has been moved and seconded, authorizing administration to submit the comments regarding the proposed boundaries for the regional consultation of Ontario's conservation authorities. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. We then have a report and a resolution that's been moved and seconded, recommending the payment of firefighters taking certification training throughout 2024 and 25 at the rate of $100 per day for their time. It is now open for discussion. Any comments? Yes.
Yeah, I just want to make sure, transparency, there is a new course that's added to the rates. So it's been the same rates for the last number of years, but there's a 1026 incident command, which is new, but it's on the same premise of the others with the pre-course and the day's training. So it's just a new certification course available.
Perfect. Any other questions or concerns, Councillor Peacock?
Thank you. Because this was carried over from 24 24 and 25. Was the budget carried over to cover this or?
No, so there's 30,000 earmarked every year. It has been under budget every year. And the reason there's an overlap is because we just, for example, we just finished a fire officer one in this year. We won't know if they passed until next year.
Okay.
So it works out in the wash. It's not like we're moving money around. It's
Mhm.
under the 30,000 every year, and there's always gonna be kind of an overlap.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions? Councillor Campoff?
So how long has it been at this rate?
I think the 30,000 was put in at 2018.
Okay, and it was at $25 per hour, but you're proposing to change it to $100 per day?
Well, that change happened a couple of years ago, and it's because at $25 an hour, the budget would have been blown right out. For example, the firefighter one is 10 days, and it would have been, I think it's actually in the report, it would have been about over $1,000 for one course per person.
Mhm.
So we just didn't have the budget, so we, through the officers group in discussion, we changed it to a flat $100 a day, and it was in line with what other municipalities were doing for the training. $100 a day and $50 for a half day.
Okay,
Yeah, I just have a concern that I think it's too low. So, I mean, it's been at that rate basically for a number of years, right?
that's
So
in
at-
2024.
Like if, I mean, further along in this meeting, we're looking at compensation for staff and this isn't keeping up. So I think, I don't know if the place is here to have that discussion or at the budget meeting, but I have a concern that we're not adequately compensating or the volunteers for the amount of time they're putting in.
Would you like to defer this resolution to our budget meeting?
I think for this year, it would be at this, and then for the next budget year, we can look at adding at the next meeting if it's goes up to whatever. But for this year, I
Oh, this is for 2025. This
This
is
is
not
for
for
this year's-
2026.
that's right.
Okay, all righty. Councillor Peacock?
Thank you. Anyone who signs up for these courses, they're well aware of what they're being compensated, right? So if they don't feel that it's financially viable for them, then they can choose not to. But again, we need them for the training, correct?
Yeah, they can choose not to, but then there is the issue of them finding a place in the department. Like you have to be certified to do the
Right.
function. So I will say this, we are compensating the people that are taking certifications where a lot of municipalities aren't.
Oh,
Yeah. Like there's one where they're traveling and they're paying for the room and board and the cost to come down and hotels, everything. They're getting nothing for
wow.
taking the courses.
Mhm. Okay,
By the same token, there's many municipalities that have fully paid fire departments. So, I mean,
Wait, no, absolutely. I'm just, yeah.
yeah, I mean,
We
I'm
can-
not trying
We
to argue
can,
with you,
we
but
can review
yeah.
upping it. It's,
it's a discussion I think we need to have.
bring it to our budget meeting next week for 2026. Don't let us forget.
so what I'll do is I'll do some work to see what the $100 rate is and then what the cost would be for each course.
Certainly. Okay. Any further discussion? I will call a vote. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. We now have a resolution recommending changes to the emergency plan as outlined in this report. And it has been moved and seconded, page 95 to 96. Is there any discussion, Councillor Viss?
Just a question, if you look in the back page there, the major updates to the emergency plan, I suppose that's because it's somewhere handed down and there's rules and regulations in place, and that's why some of these changes fall into that category, because there's a number of changes in here, about 10 of them. What's the reason for making the changes? There's,
Most of it is housekeeping and most
Okay.
of it is just as things change. For example, we removed one of the positions because it
Yes,
was
I
just
see that.
not, so we reassigned. So it's just kind of housekeeping
Oh,
and
okay.
keeping up with times. The critical infrastructure and HIRA have to get reviewed every year.
okay.
So
Thank you.
Councillor Peacock?
Thank you. Now, is this the group that has the volunteers from within the community no, this isn't the one? Not,
No.
okay, that's a different,
So this is the emergency management program, and there's two groups. There's the control group, which is
Okay.
the group that manages an emergency. That's all in-house. Then there's the program committee, which dictates the program. Same group of people with Ministry of or medical officer, OPP, police, and they
Mhm.
all put input into the.
now, is this something that moving forward, should all of council be in attendance to at least one of these meetings or the annual meeting, just so that they know the process at all?
We have myself and one
Oh.
alternate already.
Okay,
Yeah, and you would, if there was an emergency, it would only be between the two of us that would be in this room with the other people as well.
okay.
Council, rest of council would be kept informed,
Mhm.
but they would not be part of the emergency group.
And we do, as a practice, do a training session once there's a new council in place.
Yes.
Just here's the plan, this is what it means, and then the two positions are appointed, well, the mayor position is not appointed, that's there, and then the alternate is appointed. And it's different than the alternate mayor that's on the schedule.
Right.
Just because there's a lot to this and the consistency and just learning every year. If it's a new person, it's not,
Yeah,
That's right.
it's a 4-year appointment.
Mhm.
That's right.
All righty. Again, we have a resolution that's been moved in second. Any further questions? All in favor, opposed, carried. We now have report number 2025.233 on page 97, which is a report from our Director of Operations in regards to the funding model that was proposed for the Arena expansion project. And the report is self-explanatory. There is no resolution. This is for your information only.
Well, it'd be good if we could get some
That's
council
right.
discussion about this. What the large development we've seen is the NOHFC will only pay 50% of this project, not 75%. So our contribution, instead of $575,000, will be $1.5 million. So that's $1.15 million, yes. So, well, in any event, so we're going to be getting to the budget, we'll pick up on Friday, and your views are on that. Do you want to continue with this project, or would you rather take the project out of the budget, given that we have to pour into it?
Councillor Viss?
Well, the question when I read this over, I thought to myself, what's the benefit to the municipality of spending $1.1 million? Our usage is 100%. We're filled up. We got people waiting, our groups waiting to come in. And why do we need more seats? Why do we spend $1.1 million for, what's the gain to the municipality itself? I just couldn't see that out of it. And the report's very brief. I understand that, but I just couldn't get my head around spending $1.1 million when the use is 100%. We're filled right up.
Yeah, I'll be quite honest, I was quite disappointed there was only 50% coverage with this too.
Yeah.
I thought, for sure 75%, at least that's tangible. This 50%, that's.
Yeah, through the chair, it was the capital cost, anything over 2
Mhm.
million, you get into a different category.
Yeah.
And we said from the beginning, the land was not part of it. So both those could come out, and what we print in the book for Friday, we'd just like some clarification.
Anyway, that's the only comment I had. I just couldn't get my head around spending 1.1 million when I could see it if there was a need for it, but I don't see any need for that. It'll benefit the municipality.
Councillor?
Thank you, Councillor Viss. I agree with you. We've got a fire hall that needs to be built. We've got a bridge that we don't know what we're going to do with. To me, there's more substantial things that need to be, there's a have and a need and a wish list, right? And to me, this isn't from what I can understand, this isn't needed at the present time. So,
Is there a new report coming to us at our budget meeting next week?
Through the chair, we're trying to get that today.
Okay,
To what do we put in the book?
okay.
And from what I'm hearing, the answer is no. But council directed us to go forward with the application
Right.
based on a premise.
Yeah.
Reported back, we included it in the budget. We're just bringing you to light as we're going through the application to finalize the application. We're in for more money.
Mhm,
So yes or no, please.
yes.
I think the answer is no, and we have a resolution to, I think we should rescind that resolution.
Yeah.
On the 16th then, and we'll take this item out of the budget.
Okay. Is that all right with council?
will that give you sufficient time to rejig that? Okay?
Yep.
Thank you.
You want to come back, Councillor Campoff? So all you do, like, have to go like this and
Yeah.
he listens. All righty, we now have an awarding an RFQ 2025 miscellaneous fire department items. It has been moved and seconded. It is open for discussion. Councillor Peacock?
Perhaps the fire chief can answer this one. Why is there such a difference in the costs? Like, there's a huge spread here, $6,000 for hose.
I'd have to research to see what it is, but it's quite often that there's on products with different companies that there's a big spread on things. Could be a misquote, it could be different products, it could be delivery, it could be a bunch of things.
But we bid apples to apples kind of thing, like we put the specs in what we needed, so that's what it is. Well, good price for them. Mm-mm.
Councillor Viss?
Just a question, are these within budget?
Yes, they are.
Okay, I didn't see it on the pages anywhere
below
where you said your
budget.
budget. Okay, then that's fine. I have no problem getting it. If you need it, you need it, okay?
Any further questions, any discussion? I will call for a vote. All in favor, opposed, carried. We have now handling recyclables from ineligible sources after December 31st, 2025. We have a report beginning on page 100, and we have a resolution that's been moved and seconded. Any questions and discussion? Yes, Councillor.
Yeah,
Viss.
just for some clarification, I read through this and boy, I tell you, I don't know where we're going left or right. But anyway, just to throw things out, it says put 2 bins here at the municipal office. So I assume it'll be in the locked up gate area. The only problem is you may have some in front of the gate. That's the only problem is after hours, who's going to stop dumping stuff off, okay? Now, the second one is, and I understand the commercial and retail and the agriculture and all that, but let's use my example. I pick up from the farm and for residents. How do I sort that out?
Through the chair, based on discussions with other municipalities and how this is going to be enforced, if you have a residential component on your agricultural property,
Yes.
we do not expect
Okay.
any deviations from what you currently do.
Thank you, I appreciate that. And one other one, there's multifamily building 6 units or more. Can you explain to me really what does that mean? That's on the methodology portion of the material on page 104. I just, we had some issues there already.
Sorry, this is a generic thing from CMO. It's got nothing to do specific to our municipality.
Oh,
This is a generic printout from CMO.
well, and what does that mean then? to these
They've
people?
analyzed across all business lines based on the recycling component. They've just put that in as a narrative. It's not specific to our municipality.
Okay, because I thought, here goes my phone again. I said, okay, good, thank you. That's all I have. As much as I can make out of it, I answered my questions.
Any other questions? Or Councillor Campoff?
I have a question for the Director of Operations. Is it just me or is CMO seem difficult to work with?
And through the chair, you are correct.
And you have no choice. You can't go anywhere else.
That's what we determined
Councillor
it.
Calvert?
Yes, I was just, so we have the bins here, and we're gonna have our own people obviously monitoring them and,
Yeah, through the chair, they're gonna be locked. The gate will be open 9 to 3, Tuesday to Thursday, as the report says, and then as people show up, we will go and lock them and make sure their cards are present, punch their cards and send it in.
Not Calvert, Councillor Peacock?
Thank you, but on the number 11, it said a site-specific rezoning is required to add the recycling facility as a use to this municipal property. We won't make the December 30 or the January 1st deadline for that rezoning to be done, but what is our property zoned at the present time? Was that changed? Because when you look in the zoning bylaw, are they, it shows that we're general commercial.
Very small portion of the back of our property is general commercial.
Is there, so general, okay, so now will it be extra staff that will be required to be monitoring, or you can't use the office staff?
Through the chair, we don't anticipate extra staff at this time.
Is there a chance that we could do this on a trial basis by putting the bins at the, say, the North Landfill site and have them near the gate so that the existing employees that we have can monitor this and have it only on when the landfill site is open? Because for us, first of all, we have to buy the bins, put them in the back, and have someone back and forth to open them and whatever. You can only have paper, cardboard, cans, and plastic, so wood pallets and things like that, and other items that may come from businesses, where does that all have to go?
Through the chair, we could do it at both sites, but you would need 40,000 in capital to buy 4 bins.
Why can't we just put it at one?
We are putting it at one, and it's central to our industrial hub.
Yeah, right.
I just have a concern that when it's the commercial properties and things like that, most of them have bins on their lots already. And so, and that's an expense that they can write off. This way, all the taxpayers have to pay a portion of their budget, or their tax bill has to go towards adding another site for the disposal of these items. And
Through the chair, this report goes back some years, and it's coming to fruition that all the taxpayers will pay if we don't sort at the landfill site or show some sort of a model that we're deselecting the non-eligible sources from our waste stream. If we do it on site, to Councillor Vissa's point, if you have a residential property and you live on agricultural, we don't anticipate that sorting to happen. We don't anticipate that those people are going to bring recycling to Saturday to the north and recycling on an agricultural cart to Tuesday at a different depot. We have to show due diligence in how we're sorting the material. If we do not, or if we double our upfront cost to put it at both sites, because I do not see people from the south and agricultural driving to the north to do recycling. I do vice versa. I do not see that. If we do not, and at the end of the day, the 81 kilograms per 2,600 households, once we reach that limit, any weight beyond that point, is our understanding that we are going to pay the tipping fee at the service provider currently. And that's the anomaly we have to sort out.
Councillor Campbell?
So if we adequately show that we've made a concerted effort to divert the commercial recycling, then it doesn't really matter how much we end up. Is that correct?
Through the chair, and that is absolutely correct.
Okay, we
And-
don't have to worry about that 81 kilogram
Correct.
cap.
And this is only recyclables.
Correct.
Not your everyday garbage.
Correct.
Okay.
And again, currently, we do not see an abundance of commercial, industrial, and agricultural sorted recycling showing up at site. There's 2 or 3 potential vendors that are out there that will have a choice to make. They'll run out of punches if they come here, or they'll go somewhere else. And it actually helps us with our managing of our facility by doing it here.
All right. Counselor Viss?
Well, just one thing, and again, I go through my own scenario there because I pick up, like I said, agriculture and resident. Most of the recyclables come out of the barn and it has an odor and some other stuff attached to some of those paper bags at times. And I always sort things, but I don't put that in the recyclable bin. I'm sure people don't appreciate that when I put that kind of stuff in the recyclable bin. So I guess coming back to that, yes, it's some recyclable, but it's certainly not worthwhile recyclable because people wouldn't want that.
To Counselor, through the chair, to Counselor Campos' point in regards to sorting and stuff like that. It's always been a struggle with recycling as far as the cleanliness of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, there is a communication in the public there. You should sort and clean and your cans are clean. We see more and more, and before we had this CMO thing, it was always a battle with our service provider as a discounted quantity that wasn't eligible. And it's always a battle.
Mhm.
And yeah, if you read the true recycling, sorted, clean, bundled, all that good stuff. To Councillor Viss's point, we're glad that he does that because it's not going to be accepted on the other end. The rules in regards to recycling from the service providers we currently have are tightening and tightening and tightening. And this is a way to show due diligence that we've diverted and we don't get an extra bill at the end. We don't expect a whole bunch of uptake in these bins here.
Do you find stuff has been getting better though? Like within that, because before, I think everyone just threw anything like the old days.
Through the chair, it's hard to quantify when we're not getting reports. We're not getting bills from our service provider now. They go direct to CMO. So we have no concept about how much. We know that they're not as diligent in coming to take them.
That's right.
We can say that openly. We know that the dialogue between us and that service provider is non-existent. And we also know that the dialogue between that service provider and CMO is very limited at best. So we're unfortunate where we are in Ontario, where it's a one service provider with a very small quantity across the district. It is what it is in regards to only so much volume, but a whole bunch of costs associated with it. CMO is doing their diligence to say, hey, this is a provincial guideline. You're ineligible. You either do something now or you pay later. That's basically the report.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a resolution that's been moved
One-
and seconded. Councilors,
So so I'm guessing there's very little opportunity to be getting revenue from this recycling stream is what you're saying.
Through the chair is absolutely correct.
Yeah.
yes.
To the Director of Operations, is there going to be room should a big truck come in and you've got staff parking and everything back there? Is there going to be room for those vehicles to get in and turn around?
Through the chair, the footprint of what's available to us outside is sufficient.
Now, with the site-specific rezoning, is that, that's a zoning amendment? And would there have to be an official plan amendment too?
No, the answer is no.
Because,
It's not a significant change.
Okay, any further comments or questions?
I think we're kind of tied, right? We don't have much choice.
Okay, I will call for a vote. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. We now have a transfer of blind line road allowance to the municipality. It's a resolution has been moved and seconded and is open for discussion, page 105 to 107. Councillor Peacock.
Thank you. I have a question for the planner, I guess. This property came to Committee of Adjustment in 2021 for a lot addition and 2 severances.
No, unfortunately, this was from a severance done in 2010.
2010. Oh, for the,
The portion of road that's being proposed to be transferred this evening is from a severance that was done back in 2010.
so then what happens to the rest of this property that shows that this is the road allowance that They're
The
looking
rest
to
of the-
transfer?
The rest of the road allowance is already transferred to the municipality. The only remaining strip is the highlighted strip.
Which goes over more than one severance, correct? Because a new home was built in 2023 on the most, I guess, westerly lot. So should the condition of that consent not have been for the road allowance to be deeded both severed and retained lots?
It always is now, but it wasn't in 2010.
Was that just a recent change or?
We've been
Or-
putting it as a condition of consent since 2020.
I think it was prior to that, but I won't argue. Thank you.
Any further comment or questions? I'll call a vote. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Now we have the 2026 cost of living adjustments for council members and non-union members, page 108 and 109. And we do have a resolution that has been moved and seconded. Is open for discussion. Councillor Peacock?
Thank you now, if this pertains to an individual, an identifiable individual, then does that have to go?
Yes, you cannot talk about identifiable individual in public meeting.
That's what I thought. Okay, so how does it get spoken to?
Yes,
I mean, you could speak to the rate,
position?
the fact that we've, the change is the same for every single position.
you
So,
can't.
Mhm.
I mean, unless, I guess if you would advocate, which I could see being a challenge, if you would advocate for taking one of those positions out of the change, I guess that's something we could discuss, couldn't it? Or multiple positions or classes of
We
positions.
should move it to in camera because even a position usually means one person that's identifiable by the position. Because we don't have a lot of people that do each of these positions. Councillor Viss?
Yes, Mayor Lucy, I think this is normal procedure. I think all the years I've been on council, that the non-union people get the same return as the union people. That has been a practice all the years I've been here. And I don't see any different in the recommendation here. So that's what we're speaking to, is the recommendation. If there's somebody else who's something besides that, that's a different story. But as far as the recommendation is here, that's been normal practice all the years I've been here.
That's right. Okay, and has been, and our non-union employees know that they get this. It's
Correct.
identical to what the union employees get.
That's right.
Any further discussion, Councillor Peacock?
Thank you. I just want to be sure that we are compliant with the bylaw 8524, which spoke to the non-union employees and reviews and things like that. I just want to be sure that we're compliant with all of that. That's the bylaw that I had sent each of you.
It's Councillor Viss.
Yeah, I just happened to be going through my stuff the other day and that bylaw, I know what you're talking about. It has not been. I spoke to the mayor and I think she's going to address that situation.
Irregardless, all employees get
Yes.
the same percentage as the
Correct.
union.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. We now have a pending list. We have a resolution that's been moved and seconded to add the following items: the OPFES organization review, which is the fire department, the Roslyn Fire Hall project, the CCAN strategy, the whitewater and sewage systems assumption, and the Roslyn Village drinking water system metering. These have been added to the report, and it's been moved and seconded that we request they be added to the pending list. Councillor Viss?
Yes, I don't know if it's appropriate yet, but what we should be looking at, or maybe even added to it, since McKevitt Trucking has gone out of business, you'll find 5, 6, 7, 8 of those units all being used for storage. There's not much difference between that and the sea can. They're not a pretty looking thing, and you're seeing them start to show up all over the place. And I don't know if there's any rules or regulations anywhere at all, but it doesn't look nice, in my opinion, when you see all of them just being, and people are using it for storage and charging a fee. And is that correct? So I don't know if that should go on the pending list so that at least we could look into it.
Mhm.
I don't know, whatever council thinks, but I just see that and I said, whoa, we should look at that.
That could be part of the CCAN strategy. It could
Yeah,
be
as long as
included in
maybe slash,
that. Right.
The wheels
Yeah.
are off or something.
you know,
Mhm.
but yeah,
Councillor Camphoff?
Yeah, even if the wheels aren't off, if they're obviously parked permanently,
oh, for sure,
I think it
right in the row.
goes to the same
Yeah.
concern.
Yeah.
Counselor.
And so it's obvious they're making money on using that as a storage.
Yeah.
Because there's a storage company that's doing it. And then I see some in the village also, and I said, well, wait a minute, where's this gonna stop?
Mhm.
Cause who would like a whole bunch of those trailers next to their property? If we don't have any rules in,
That's why I say, like, do we need a CCAN or a storage limit
yeah,
on? the-
maybe. I- So maybe if we could add that slash if that you want, that's fine. But
Storage
at least we
container,
can look into it.
we put storage container as a slash CCAN strategy slash storage container, so would that cover them?
You know, they're big units. They're 40, 50 foot long trailers. You see, they're a big storage area. So I don't know how you define that, but anyway, they're definitely there. They're coming out left and right now because the company went broke and there's
So you don't like blue?
Sky.
blue eyes.
Okay. Yes.
Baby blue.
Is this all about tractor trailer?
Yes,
It's not, it's
all the
that,
McCavitt trailers, it's spelt right on them, McCavitt on the side of them.
People drive there and they unhook from them and leave them standing there.
Yeah, and they're just nice and tight together. They're just all in a row.
yeah, well, we could call it CCAN and trailer strategy.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like
At
that.
least it's there and it maybe there's absolute and we can do nothing about it, but maybe if something comes along, at least it's there.
Truck trailers, truck trailers,
Truck trailer.
CCAN
Yeah,
and
truck trailer, sea-can truck trailer.
So
That's the
that,
only suggestion I have.
So I'll add that in here.
You.
Councillor Allen Lewis and
Yep.
Dan Calvert were the
do
people.
you
that-
agree to that addition to the,
Yeah.
your resolution? Okay. Again, so we have a resolution that's been moved and seconded with that addition. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. We have a council term plan projects and processes update. Page starts 116, and it is just to inform you where all of these plans are. They're for information only. I will pass it over to the CAO if there's any questions or you would like to talk about each one of these and give a quick update. No? No. Okay. So is there any in particular that you would like to question the CAO on in regards to these projects? Councillor Peacock?
Thank you. With regard to the records management student and the work that's been done there, now that's on page 113.
That's not where we are now. We're 116 to 127. I'm sorry.
Okay. I was looking at the pending list, sorry. My comment was, are we not applying for a student to work on those, the records management?
That's in the draft budget.
Yes,
Still
okay,
is, so,
yeah, okay,
an NOHFC student.
all right, thank you.
Any further questions or comments in regards to this information we've been given? Councillor Peacock?
On page 118, with regard to Shout Media, will the business directory be updated, or do we contact the businesses in our area and ask if they would like to be included on our website, or how does that work? Because there's a number of businesses that aren't in there, perhaps I'm just not sure how they got there to begin with, but then there are a number of updates that do require to be done.
I think we've put ads in the newsletter for parties to join the directory if they would like.
Mhm.
We don't actively monitor who's on business around here and phone them to see if they want to get on it. You know, that's not possible.
Mhm. Now, with regard to the project 3 there, landfill cards for 2026, how has the reception been as far as people having to pick them up? And do we have a number of them outstanding or?
Through the chair, it's been overwhelming and we're ahead of schedule in regards to getting them all out by the end of the year.
Perfect.
And then have the updates been done with regard to the road improvements that we've completed this year as far as our asset management program? Or is it being kept up to date? Or for this year, or is it working on last year's information?
Last year is complete. This year, we're pending, more information, in terms of breakdown of aggregate use, that type of stuff from Director of Operations. That usually is delivered in January.
Anything else? Okay, we will continue on with the 1JIB update, which is on page 128 to 139. It's, this is for your information only. It's to update our council in regards to the one joint investment board, which we discussed we're investing our funds in. And it's just an update. If there's any information you had questions on. Everything okay?
We have a money manager that we hired, so away we go.
That's right. This is for our information.
We'll soon find out in a year's time, will we keep them or fire them?
Okay, this is just for your information, but it is good to be in the know. All in favor, and yes.
Just a comment on page 133, it says agriculture and forest industry are the two major drivers in our local economy. Is the forest industry that prevalent still?
It is,
Yeah.
well, the equipment, the trucks, the
Mhm.
equipment that is to do with forestry and it is,
Okay.
it's a lot of people live on the income from work. Pardon?
Still the two businesses in the industrial park.
Mhm.
There's more skidders at iTech than there are cedars or something like
That's
that.
right. Prevalent, yes. Any further comments on the report? Okay, we now go into reports of committees. We have the Conservation Authority have report and also the minutes of the special meeting. We have the DSAB minutes. Any comments on either one of those? We now go into bylaws. We have a resolution moved and seconded to approve the zoning bylaw amendment ZBLA 08-2025 regards to Gran severance. Any discussion? It has been moved and seconded. Yes,
It doesn't have to indicate on the bylaw that an agreement is attached to the applications to ensure that it's complied with?
no,
No?
on our resolution, no.
No, we have an undertaking. That's a separate mechanism.
Okay.
Okay. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. We have a bylaw in regards to the emergency plan. It has been moved and seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Then we have a bylaw in regards to transfer of the road portion of Blind Line Road. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. We have, these are resolutions. If you wish for us to look at them at our next meeting in January, it's the PA days on a municipal election day school board report. There's the Black Bear Harvest Management in Ontario report and DSAB Roma briefings, which we have a resolution attached to. So that resolution has been moved and seconded in regards to supporting the DSAB Roma briefings. Any comment on that, on those briefings? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. We then have the SNEMS. It's a union, I believe, item, and then the AMO policy update, NOMA media statement to Buy Ontario Act, the NOMA Board of Directors meeting minutes, the Phenom and NOMA media statement, and the Phenom and NOMA, another one on the Algoma Steel layoff. And finally, we have the Protect Ontario by Building Faster and Smarter Act. If there's any of those that you would like to discuss or bring forward to next meeting? Yeah, those I haven't, yes. Council.
Thank you. I'm just wondering if the planner has any comments with regard to the, this Bill 17 and the change in regulations as far as setback requirements and what it all means for that as far as, because it mentions zoning bylaw as of right. I'm not sure if there's an explanation to any of that.
What page are you on?
I'm sorry, page 224.
24.
No, I don't have any comments. We have to do it. And we're still waiting for the ministry to provide information on how they want us to. 10% as of right setback requirements just means that minor variances will be less than they already are.
So will that be a change then in our zoning bylaw when that comes to being updated?
No, there's nothing in our zoning bylaw about minor variances. Road frontage is what it is, and the government permits a 10% variance as of right. It's in the legislation.
Okay, and then we have, yes.
We commented back when on this. Yeah, now they're just coming out and saying it's done deal. And in your comments, you had criticisms of what they were trying to do, take away the local authority, but they went ahead with it anyway, so.
Okay, and then we had the two additions, the Thunder Bay Municipal League registration and sponsorship for March 5th and 6th, and the DSAB update from the board. I'm not sure if was there a resolution in regards to the municipal league agenda for registering? Are they asking for who's going to attend at this time or not? They're coming January.
I believe they are, but we can get something ready for the next meeting in
Okay,
January. Yeah. There's something about sponsorship. To
I
discuss.
brought that up earlier about the sponsorship, whether we could help support them with the sponsorship. There's different levels there, which are indicated.
well, that could be brought back to us at our January meeting.
It could be helpful if we talk about it a bit now, and then we have an idea of what type of resolution to bring to the January 13th meeting.
Any thoughts?
Platinum, $2,000.
Oh, yeah. So I think we're more the mid-range, like, you know what I mean? A lot of them are in that mid-range. 500 to 1,000 type of deal, somewhere in that range. With that, you get a benefit of a registration.
Mhm.
So there's $300 that you don't have to spend.
Would that be something that we would include in our next budget meeting, or is it not enough to worry about?
We could talk about it at the December 16th budget meeting, but maybe we can just talk about it now. It's fairly simple.
Yes. Councillor Biss?
Well, if we get a registration, it's $300 off, so you go down to the 500 to 99 and so what? Then you're out before $500. So have we ever sponsored anything? Not the day that I remember, so maybe about time Malapapoon should do something.
Yeah.
When they look at our building permits and stuff, they might say, So anyway, I think maybe we go to the silver and then move on.
That's what I was thinking, somewhere in that range there. Yes, exactly.
It can be brought back to us now in December, our next meeting
Yeah.
next week, and we'll just approve it during budget time.
Sure.
Okay, is that all right with everyone? Okay. New business? I will go with Councillor Calvert.
Nothing except like everyone, mostly attending the senior Steve, which was very successful again on Saturday.
Mhm.
They really appreciate that, I'm sure. All the citizens of age.
Calvert?
Yeah, I
Councillor-
obviously,
Councillor Calvert's still talking.
I didn't want
Councillor
to,
Pepper.
I didn't want to try to crash the seniors' tea, so I didn't. Saturday.
It was unbelievable how many people were, I think it was the largest amount they ever had.
I heard from some attendees there that they enjoyed going, so,
Mhm.
no, I don't have anything there.
Councillor Viss?
Well, the only thing I have, there was a funeral prior to that, and they came and approached me. They said they went on the webpage and they said X number of tables, X number of chairs. And there wasn't what our webpage said. So they brought a bunch of chairs from home or from somewhere. And I said, please write the municipality because I don't know that that's operational. And it may have not changed on the website. It's been there forever, who knows? But I said, that's how you can help our municipality. If you have an issue, please tell the staff, otherwise we can never correct anything. So did we get any information on that? That was on that Agnes Teskey funeral, and they had all the white table, chairs, they must have get them from somewhere all along the hall, so. Anyway, so I, it's up to them now.
Mhm.
I said that the only way we can deal with it but you may want to look at the webpage, see how does the chairs and the tables coincide with what we have. That's all, I guess. If we do that, then hey, that's all I have.
Mhm.
No, otherwise the senior team was, yes, that's great.
So is the chair component related to the Teskey or is it related to the seniors tea?
No, with the Teskey funeral.
Cause it's two different scenarios.
Yes.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, no, that seniors tea, there was no comments. Anything else, Councillor Viss?
No.
No, Councillor Peacock?
Thank you. Just wondering if we have seen an increase in the heavy truck traffic on Oliver Road at all?
No, we have not.
No? Okay, no, that's good. I see in the paper today that said they were going to increase the level of, or the fine for trucks should they be speeding now. So we'll see what happens.
I'm in my just personal, speaking personally, in the last 2-3 weeks, traveling on 1117, if I'm behind a big truck or behind a few vehicles, behind a big truck, they aren't going faster than 90. So, because, you know, it kind of say, oh, do I have to go 90? I like going 98. But so they're, as far as I know, they aren't speeding. But anyway.
And I did get notification from Thunder Bay District Health Unit, and I did send it to the CAO today, with regard to smoking and vaping in arenas. And, there has been a concern, and you can't smoke or vape within 20 meters of the property. So that's a good distance away from the arena, and I guess you're sitting in your car, basically, if you're gonna do that. So anyways, but CAO said that there's been notices up and signage has been put at the arena, so that's good. That's all, thank you. And again, congratulations to the volunteers from the T.
Did you have any comment on that? No? Okay. Councillor, or Sean?
I just, there was discussion at the last meeting about me putting a report in for the Wildfire Act. So I've gone through it, and the comments they're looking for are on 2 regulations that they're adding, so it's not on the act. And I couldn't find any specific information as to what they were changing, so I don't think there's any comments to put in because it's all high level information. But there's a regulation on amps, so that's the monetary penalties. A regulation on rates for heavy equipment, which the concern is of them seconding information or machines. And then some minor changes to the outdoor rig, but the regs aren't available, or at least I couldn't find them, so there's really nothing to comment on. So I just wanted to highlight that. And then the second item was, I see Emergency Management Act, it just got royal assent. So that'll come in for next year. That's gonna have some changes to the emergency plan, I'm sure.
Anything new or further from the administration or the meeting? Okay. So I have a resolution moved and seconded to confirm the meeting as it took place this evening. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. And I have a resolution adjourning the meeting of December to the 9th at 6:04 PM. All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Nope.